Hello, beautiful Golden Anchor quilting community. We are so excited to be testing this new method of sharing tutorials and shop news with you. We're gonna pre-record this video and then put it out on the platform with a live chat. So hopefully when you're watching this with us, you'll be able to participate in the live chat when it's broadcasting live without the potential for the computer crashing, which is what we've been dealing with. So we are going to test it out, and we love that our community keeps working with us and playing with us and helping us find ways to share cool stuff on our channel. So thank you so much for the time that you're spending with us. My name is Louisa Grindle. I own Golden Anchor Quilting here in Claremont, New Hampshire with my husband, Darren Grindle, and our team of incredible ambassadors who keep things running for us in all the ways that they contribute. We're just so thankful for every single one of you. And we appreciate you spending the time with us on these tutorials. Tonight, for our test video, we're going to make this upholstery sample box bottom bag. Simple, works up fast. We have some upholstery samples here at the shop that you can kit up with a zipper and a fat quarter and a sample for $12. And then you can watch the video and make one at home. So we're hoping this will be fun for everybody. We've got lots of different patterns in our samples there and fat quarters that go with them. With this one, we lined it with a fun pink and a cranberry zipper. In fact, that was a fun combination. We're gonna make one tonight with some honeycomb fabric and part of our What's the Buzz batik line. And I think that's it. I think we're ready to dive in and have some fun. So when you're getting ready to make this project, you need 3 bits of materials. You need a zipper of any length, really, because you can cut the final ends of your upholstery sample and your fat quarter to the length of the zipper. So if you wanted to make a smaller one, smaller zipper. If you wanted it to be the full width of the sample, get a longer zipper. Lots of versatility there. We'll show you a trick if your zipper is longer about how to create a new stay on that zipper. And then a fat quarter for the lining. Now these measurements are for the size upholstery samples that we happen to have here, which are just about the same size as a fat quarter. But if you found upholstery samples that were a different size, you could apply this process to those size upholstery samples. We're going to work with this fabric from What's the Buzz and this kind of honeycomb upholstery sample in this video. So to get started, you lay your zipper against, so the right side of your zipper is the side that has the zipper pull, and you're going to lay the right side of that zipper to the right side of your upholstery sample, somewhere near the edge, but not all the way on the edge, because we want to be able to cut off that little bit of the surged edges of the upholstery sample. You know what, let's just go ahead and cut that off now. We're gonna play today, Golden Anchor. We're gonna have fun. All right, here. So we're gonna cut off that surged edge, toss it in the trash. I know, as quilters, we want to keep the scraps because we think they have potential, but that one didn't have any potential. Its potential was done, so it's okay. We threw it away. So we're going to lay the right side of the zipper against the right side of our upholstery sample. And then this is a batik, so it doesn't have a right or wrong side, but if you're working with a fabric that does have a right or wrong side, you lay the right side of your fabric over that, creating a sandwich that holds the zipper in between the 2 fabrics. So you've got your lining right side down, your zipper right side down, and your outer fabric right side up for this first step. And you're going to want to put your zipper foot on your machine. A zipper foot is a foot that has prongs on both sides. I think maybe this would be easier to show them here. Yep. So a zipper foot, whoops, that's a little brain twisty. The camera goes in the opposite direction. This is a zipper foot. So your needle can be on this side of this foot or this side of this foot based on how you put it onto your presser foot bar, either here or here. So we're gonna use a zipper foot. It's actually a great way to stay right along the edge of your zipper when you're sewing. So I'm gonna put the zipper foot on. And you can either push up to get your presser feet on or play presser foot chicken like Izzy likes to. Where you lay it on the machine and lower your presser foot until you catch it. And another trick to making this a little bit easier with your zipper is to keep your zipper open part of the way when you start sewing. And then when you get to the zipper, you can push it past. So we've got our sandwich here with the zipper in the middle. I should be a good human and clip that, but okay. And I'm going to start from the end of the zipper that doesn't have zipper so far. So I'm going to show you that inside here where it's unzipped. My zipper pull is here, and I'm going to start sewing from up here. And that's important when we get to the part where we're going to pass the zipper with the zipper foot. So I've got my sandwich. I'm being rogue and not clipping. And then when you come over here and line up your zipper foot with the ridge of the zipper, it will just follow right along the edge of the zipper teeth and give you a nice straight join there. So if I could find my presser foot, we'd get going. All right. I know the foot, oh, the foot pedal. Thank you. Not the presser foot. Foot pedal. All right. Little bit of back stitch there. And then zoom, zoom, zoom across. So this new platform that we're trying is going to hopefully give us a live chat with a pre-recorded video. Now the live chat will only work when, oops, I went a little crooked. See, I should have pinned or clipped or something, huh? Don't follow Mom's back positions. It'll be all right. So the hope is that we'll have a pre-recorded video that we'll be able to have a live chat on for a set time for when we broadcast the video. So my very sincere hope is that that's how we're all watching this right now. When you get to the point where you're near the zipper pull, you're going to lift everything up and see inside there my zipper pull. Trying to get a good angle here. My zipper pull is in there, but I want to get past my presser foot. So I'm going to reach in, and with my presser foot in the up position, I'm going to push the zipper to where it's closing behind where I'm sewing. And you want to leave your needle in the down position for that. And then you get to sew smoothly past where the zipper pull would have been without sewing over the zipper pull, which is not fun. And then you go down to the end of your zipper. Okay, a little back stitch at the end. Needle up. Reminder to always turn your flywheel towards you and not away from you to keep the thread moving forward in the thread path. It's kind of like when we talked about making sure you pull your thread from down here instead of up top when you're changing threads. Okay, so now we've got our zipper attached in between our two layers of fabric on one side of the zipper. We're going to move our cutting mat away and bring our pressing surface over so that we can press those edges away from the zipper. And then top stitch. And hope that the iron's not too hot for this. I think we should go a little bit cooler. Yep. Because I don't know what this upholstery fabric is going to do with a nice hot iron. Find out that it's plastic. That'd be fun. All right. So since we're hoping this has a live chat, let's ask folks how they feel about putting zippers in. And do you have a method that you use? You know that phrase that comes from the Wizard of Oz movie where they say, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain? Well, Izzy's making that really hard right now because apparently she is repeatedly dropping small things into the keyboard of the computer that's running the recording studio right now. And then taking a pair of unicorn tweezers and pulling the keyboard apart and grabbing the little pieces. So it's really, really distracting. Oh, thank you, Izzy. No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. So I've pressed those edges away from the zipper here and away from the zipper here, and we're going to do a little bit top stitching. But with that same method, where we start with the zipper partially open, she seems to have won the battle there, and then close it after we're done so we don't have to stitch past it. Okay. And we're going to keep the zipper foot in the same position because we still want to run alongside the zipper teeth. Okay. So we're going to lay this in here, lower our presser foot, get our needle in position, and sew, little back stitch, and then we're just going to top stitch. Some folks like to lengthen their stitch length for top stitching. Gives it more of a hand stitched look. Perfectly okay to do that here. I didn't do it on this one because I was distracted by things getting dropped into the keyboard. But then again, right here where I'm going to get to my zipper pull, and I don't want to try to stitch past that, with my needle down, lift my presser foot, and then push that past my presser foot. And then I'm free to sew down to the end of the zipper without any obstruction. We're excited about the Bernina dealership coming. We've got our travel booked for Chicago. Darren and I are going to take the train so we could spend a little bit of time together instead of the rush of flying. And so we think that'll be fun. We're going to have our ambassador team here at the shop for that week. Their only criteria was we couldn't have a big sale because it gets so crazy here when we have big sales. So they said they would cover for us, but no big sales. All right. So once we've got the zipper on one side of this, to make it easier to line up the other side, we're going to do a little bit of trimming. And we're going to do that trimming from just outside of our zipper. And the zipper that we're using has a little metal stay on it. I don't know if you can see that little bit right there, but it actually is clamped together to make sure that the zipper tape, which is the part that holds the zipper, doesn't come apart. If our zipper didn't have that, we could do just a little bit of stitching across back and forth to make sure that in our construction of the bag and moving the zipper back and forth before this end is secure, we don't just whee off the end with the zipper pull, which if you watched the video that included the bear backpack that we did here on our channel, I may or may not have gone whee with the zipper pull right off the zipper. I know. It was a whole thing. So what you're going to do is find the end of your zipper and give yourself a straight line with that zipper with your ruler, and then cut off the excess. And some of that is beyond the mat camera we have right now. So that's, you know, scrap for another day, some other project, some other time. And then flip over here. What's that? Okay. And then again here, I'm going to move the zipper tab, the zipper pull, away from the part that I'm going to cut so that I'm not trying to cut or line my ruler up over that zipper. And I'm going to line a horizontal line of my ruler up with the edge there with the zipper so it all stays kind of square. I would say ish. Ish squared. Okay. So now we've got our zipper attached to our fabrics on one side, but we need to attach them to the other side. And I forgot one more trim, which is, yeah, I know I've got 3 sides to trim. I only trim 2 sides. So we're going to trim that third side and put the scraps in the scrap drawer. Okay. So now we have a piece that looks like this. It is zipper attached here and then raw edges on the other 3 sides. And if we flip it over, we've got the zipper attached here and raw edges on the 3 sides. We're going to bring the right side. Actually, we're going to unzip our zipper first. We're going to unzip our zipper all the way for this next step. And we're going to bring the right side of our outer fabric, our upholstery sample, right up here. Oh, the right side, thank you. Izzy asked me which side of the zipper. So the right side of the zipper to the right side of your outer fabric. So you're going to have that zipper pull facing the outer fabric right side, and then flip it so that the right side of your liner fabric is to the wrong side of the zipper tape. And you end up with this sort of butterfly or W, depending on how you look at it, right? It's kind of like a W here if you look at the two ends of the fabric. But you've got two buckets. One that's created with the folded outside fabric like this, and then the inside fabric folds up to the other side like this. So you've got your zipper in the middle with the right side to your outer fabric and the wrong side of the zipper tape to the right side of your liner fabric. And you know what? What the heck is, want to grab me some clips? We'll clip this. No, I don't want to say I learned my lesson, but maybe that might be what happened. And I had said open your zipper all the way up, but I was kidding. We're actually going to do it halfway again so that we can sew past it. I forgot about that. Izzy's getting some clips for me. So maybe while she gets clips for me, if you're watching this in the Premiere live chat format, you'll be able to take a moment and share something in the chat, something awesome that happened to you this week, something good and wonderful that you experienced and something you're grateful for. And we love to spread that kind of thought process and gratitude and goodness. So, all right, we've got clips. I'm clipping here. I'm such an ish sewer that sometimes it's hard for me to do the things that require clipping and precision. I know you clip. I know. All right. Sometimes when I don't clip or pin, I then regret it. I will admit that. I will swallow that pill of humbleness, I guess. All right. So I've still got my zipper foot on the side for sewing the other one. So I'm going to flip it to the other portion. So we were connected on this side of the zipper foot. Now we're going to connect on this side of the zipper foot. And I'm not even going to try to tell you whether that's right or left based on the view that you have there, but it's the opposite side of the zipper foot that we're going to attach the presser foot. Because then we can run along the side of those zipper teeth in the opposite direction and then close our zipper partway through this process. So, don't what? No, we haven't sealed the edges yet. It's okay. It's okay. Izzy's made this bag with me a couple of times, and so she was just making sure I wasn't doing something silly. Thank you, Izzy. So we're going to sew along until we get to where our zipper pull is, which is farther down here. Okay, and then we're going to lift our presser foot with our needle down, push that zipper pull past. That's a difficult thing to show on camera, but zip your zipper past where you were. And then uh-oh. It looked just like what? Oh, Izzy saw her first I look like my family reflection. Her reflection in the screen looked like Amma, which is my mom and her grandmother. Maybe don't say that one word. No. Okay, so here we go. Now we have this sort of figure eight or infinity strip. And we're going to close that up with some boxed corners. But before we start doing that, we want to make sure that the zipper is at least partway open in there, because the zipper being partway open in there is what is going to allow us to flip this in a minute, as well as leaving an opening on one of the sides of the lining. So you're going to get the zipper lined up in the middle. I'm going to clip it on the side where it's open to make sure it stays together, and then keep it centered here. And we're going to sew straight across this side. And actually, I think I'm going to flip back to the regular presser foot if I can find it. Did I dump it on the ground? Oy, oy, oy. So special. Maybe we have another one in here we can use. I bet we do. Actually, the zipper foot still works. Yeah, we're going to drop back and punt here and just use the zipper foot for this next part. No worries. I won't have a 1/4 inch guide, but this is an ish project anyway. I don't think we've really done any measurements, have we? We've just kind of trimmed where our zipper ended and started with a fat 1/4 and a sample. So we're not going to worry about it. And we're going to use a generous seam allowance, 3/8 ish. And sew across the side of our outer fabric on both sides. Right up until we get to the zipper. And just before we get to the zipper, we're going to back stitch a little bit and secure that. Huh? And then same thing on the other side of our, can you go back to the overhead for just a minute? So what we're sewing is right here and right here, we're sewing all the way across until we get to the zipper. And then on the lining side of things, we're going to sew one solidly and then one leaving an opening for turning. So that's what we're sewing over here right now. Thank you. All right, same-ish seam allowance over here. Turns out that these upholstery samples make pretty good sized box bottom bags. I actually made one for Aunt Ellen for a shoe bag, and then Geneva was headed to Hawaii, so she asked me to make one for her, but I taught her and she made her own shoe bag. They make great cosmetic bags, pen pouches. Depending on the size, you really could carry quite a variety of things in these. And it doesn't have to be an upholstery sample that you use on the outside. It could just be fabric that you love. You know, this would work with regular quilting fabric too. You would want to, make sure that you interfaced regular quilting cotton if it was going to be the outer of your bag. That's probably not as stable as an upholstery sample. Izzy, I'm in need of a seam ripper. You know, those things that are our friends. Yep, I don't have one here. So Izzy's going to get me a seam ripper. I lost track of where I was with the zipper, and I sewed it a little bit crooked into there. So we're just going to fix that. But while she grabs that, we can sew this side. So this will be the side of our lining that we don't leave an opening on. So we're going to sew all the way across on this one. We're so thankful for all of you who are spending time with us here. We hope that you enjoy the learning. And backing up a little bit. Perfect. Thank you, sweetheart. Go up, trim. Okay. So here's where I sewed a little bit too far, got a little bit too enthusiastic, and caught the zipper crooked because it's open in there for me to be able to turn the bag. So just needed to fix that. Here we go. And then I'll stitch back there without catching the zipper. It would have just made the bag turn a little funny. It wouldn't have been a game ender, but okay. So our last side of our liner, we're gonna sew with an opening for turning. And I'm gonna make sure again that I don't catch the zipper, which I did on the first one there. So I'm gonna start from the zipper end, see if that helps me with that process. There we go. So we're gonna sew part way down and then back stitch, and then go part way down again and back stitch again when we start, and then sew down to the corner and back stitch at the end of that. Cut the threads. I'm so bad about haircuts on the threads as I go. I usually do that at the end. I don't know. Maybe other people are better about it. Okay. I don't like weaving in the ends when I knit or crochet either. So now we have a bag that has a place for turning right here in the side of the lining. The zipper is open in the middle, and all our 4 other sides are stitched lengthwise. We're going to box our corners now. And you just have to decide what size box you're going to cut out from your corners and be consistent. The bigger square you cut out, the wider the base of your bag will be, and the shorter the height of the bag will be. So the bigger the square, the wider the base, but the shorter the top. That square is going to swallow, you know, part of the vertical surface and expand the horizontal surface. So I think I'm going to do a 2-inch square to have kind of a narrow base but a decent depth on this one. So I'm going to cut a 2-inch square out of all 4 corners. This is the part that usually makes people nervous when we're making box bottom bags. They're like, I'm just going to cut that out. Yes, you're just going to cut that out. So do not cut towards yourself, Louisa says, and then she cuts towards herself. I am not a do as I say, not as I do kind of person, but I mean, maybe right in this moment, that's what I'm doing. So 2-inch square out of all 4 corners. All right. And then still with the bag inside out, we're going to sew these. And to sew a boxed corner, you pull the 2 corners that were sort of inside. So you pull these 2 corners right here apart, like a fortune teller we used to make to pass notes or, you know, try to see who we're going to marry in the 4th grade, and get it straightened out like that. And then I like to sew these with the seams open for a little bit less bulk. And you just sew across that diagonal. Well, I guess it's a diagonal now compared to the rest of the bag, but it's a straight seam, and you want to back stitch at the start because that's going to be sort of the securing of the corner of your bag. Center seam open if you can convince your pressure foot to leave it that way. And back stitch again, kind of heavily a couple times at the other side of that box bottom. Repeat that on all 4 corners because we've left our zipper opening for turning and our opening in the side of the lining. So I've got this ready to sew now. We're almost done. That's the cool thing. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to top stitch on the other side of the zipper. Oh well. Life goes on. It won't be quite as neat right there. Maybe I'll be resourceful and hand stitch that later. I could do that. I know Izzy just laughed. I'm not really much of a hand stitcher, but since we're gonna do a drawing with the live chat participant folks for the sample that we sewed, I guess I better hand stitch that little spot there. So then I'm going to repeat that on the 2 box bottoms of the lining. And you can see this is starting to take shape like a bag right there. It's pretty fun. Ooh. Okay. What other questions could we ask folks for the live chat portion of this is? Oh, we could ask them if they saw the video that we have about Midas fabric and if they've got any ideas for the pattern. No, probably not. It's okay. We got one more corner and then we're gonna flip and stitch our opening and our lining closed, and we will be done with our simple zipper pouch made from an upholstery sample. I've been meaning to do this one for a while, so I'm glad that we had the opportunity to do a double tutorial week so we could test out this live chat feature. Where'd my thread go? Okay, here we go. I was really proud of myself that I hadn't unthreaded the needle yet because I got so used to the machines that grab the thread for me, but I didn't unthread it. I just almost forgot. So it's all good. Okay. All right. Haircut. There we go. Okay, so now we've got this shape and we've got the opening that we left in the lining here, and we're going to turn the bag through that opening without, you know, too much difficulty. This is one of those moments where I wish I could do the fast forward part, but it'll be okay. So when we teach bag classes and we use methods like this, we say this is the part where we birth our bag. Bring our bag baby forward, because it is kind of a narrow canal there in the opening. Okay. And then when we get it turned and it's like that, you're going to put the lining to the inside. Yes, I'm going to have some hand stitching to do on this for sure, because I did not top stitch it to that right there, and that's okay. It's all right. So the last little seam, other than the hand stitching that I'm going to have to do because I didn't clip, is that opening that we left in the lining. Tuck in the raw edges, and you could hand stitch this or you can top stitch it with a machine. It's going to be on the inside of your bag, not going to be visible, so your choice. I suppose if you were doing these for products that you were going to sell, it would be nice to do an invisible stitch here and hand stitch that join shut. You probably also want to remember to top stitch your second part of your zipper. Okay, so with that lining spot sewn closed, and if you had done your top stitching on your zipper there, you just kind of poke out all the corners, get to the edge of the zipper there, tuck your box corners into each other so that they kind of pop out. A little bit of massaging, condensing the fabric to go where it wants to go, and then you have a zipper pouch. Isn't that fun? And then inside it's lined with something beautiful, except where Louisa didn't top stitch. Shh, don't look at that. I will fix it before we gift it to whoever wins the live chat drawing. And we won't know who that is until the video is actually out and we've finished the live chat portion. So we won't be able to congratulate you verbally on the video here if you win the sample. We will congratulate you in the chat where we'll be participating. We are so thankful that you took the time to explore this new platform with us and see if we can get this technology to work and allow us to still have the interaction without the risk of the computer crashing from recording and streaming at the same time. We look forward to the next time we can see you in person. Please come see us at Golden Anchor Quilting, where community is the fabric of our dreams.